So hey guys, Mitchell here from GB Productions and the GTS Tech, and today we're doing a little unboxing video. So I recently purchased this 43-inch LG 4K TV because my other TV here, that one right there, has started acting a bit flaky. That is, it doesn't power on all the time, and yeah, I think there's something wrong with the power supply. So anyway, this new TV was $550. Maybe a little more expensive than it should be. I suspect that comes down partially to the ongoing chip shortage. Filming this here at the end of June. Part of the motivation for getting a 4K TV is because I'm going to be getting a PS5 at some point in the near future. And you know, I'd like to try playing in 4K on that console, and I also have some 4K Blu-ray movies that I'd love to try out the 4K versions if I ever get a chance. And ultimately, if my gaming channel continues to grow, I'll get a new capture card for that can record in 4K as well. Anyway, I won't waste any more time. Let's get this guy opened up. Okay, so let's get this box open now. So I'm just going to, like I said before, I'm just going to use the key off my keychain here. If that doesn't work, then I'll have to go grab oh, fine. So that side, and this side. And then strip down the middle. So the first thing we get in the box here is your two stands. So you have your A stand and your B stand, and also you get what looks to be the setup instructions. It's hard to hold a tripod and open something at the same time. Yeah, these are essentially the setup instructions, the quick start guide basically. So LG is a Korean company, so comes as no surprise that they are IKEA style with no particular language on them. So yeah, that's just what the stand looks like right here, and it would attach to the TV like this. And then we have the top foam of the box here. That's going to come off next. So now there's two ways you can do this. Sometimes you need to actually flip the box, pull the TV out. I'm hoping I don't have to do that. And yeah, the TV there is wrapped in just a plastic wrap like all TVs are. I know this camera angle isn't necessarily ideal. I don't have a lot of space in my house to film stuff. Yeah, there's the TV. Right there. Then I'll take one last look in the box. There's the manual and the looks like the power cable and some batteries for the remote. Let's open this up. So yeah, so in the box, or in this bag I should say, there's like a tie wrap, probably for cable management purposes. There's 2 screws there that you attach the stand to the TV with. You have the remote, and it comes with 2 batteries, which is nice. You have registration sheet, limited warranty, an owner's manual, and a power cable. So I moved out to my editing studio here, and this is where I guess I'll build it, because I didn't really have any space where I could show this in the other room. It's not a particularly hard TV to put together. So the first thing we want to do here is unwrap it. Like so. Lots of static on there, that's just great. Okay, and then on the actual TV, there's a label, there's an A and a B. So your A1 is going to go here. Like so. And your B is going to go in here, like so. And then you're going to take the 2 screws, and then you're just going to need a small Phillips head, like so. Yeah, it lines up quite nicely. And so yeah, the next thing I'm going to do here is get, well I guess I can show you the back of it now. Oh, that's great. I just cut it there. Stupid design. I'm really not the biggest fan of these corner stands. I prefer them in the center. Anyway, as a wrap up to this part of the video, because I won't be able to show you guys the back again, let's put in the cabinet. We have 3 HDMI ports. So 1, 2, 3. There's also a LAN port, which is great. I'm going to use that. Here's a USB port on the side, and there's also one in the back. There is a component port, which I wasn't aware of until now. And there's also an optical digital port for if you have surround sound systems, and there's also a cable tuner. And on this side is where the power supply goes in. So on this TV, it's actually discrete plug rather than built in like the TV I have now is. And then on the bottom, there's one bezel there for the power button, and that's it. Alright, so now we're going to get into the review side of things here on this video. So I've had the TV now for about 6 months, but before we get into my thoughts on it, let's just go through a little disclaimer. So I'm definitely not, a professional TV reviewer. Before I bought this TV, my only experience with 4K TVs were some I saw on display at a department store and my 27-inch computer monitor. Both my previous TVs, one of which was like a Sanyo and the other was a Philips. Were relatively cheap 1080p ones, both of which were purchased at Walmart for 500 Canadian dollars. These are really only my thoughts. I'm not going to go into any big detail on its color abilities because I don't really have any experience with true HDR displays to draw any conclusions about how good or bad the color reproduction is. I've also only had limited use of the 4K capabilities, mainly because I haven't been able to get a PlayStation 5 yet to see how it performs with 4K Blu-rays and games. I have streamed some 4K content, mainly from Amazon Prime, and a little bit from Disney Plus as well. And its performance in 4K is fine. It's standard dynamic range, so perfectly fine. Anyway, let's get into my thoughts now. So we'll start with the good, and then the needs improvement, and then the bad. So the good thoughts on this TV, well, first of all is Roku. The apps work well. They're just like they would be on your phone, and it eliminates any need to have something like a Chromecast or a Amazon Fire Stick. And then, practically all of the major streaming services are available on it, and assuming your internet connection is fast enough, they'll stream in 4K if the content is 4K itself. And then, like I touched on in the unboxing, there's lots of ports. There's 3 HDMI ones, one of which is HDMI 2.1. There's also a component/composite video port. Now these are kind of becoming rare on modern TVs, and they're great if you have a VHS player or an old gaming console, basically before the PlayStation 3 era, really. There's also an optical audio out port, and there's a LAN port, 2 USB ports, and a coaxial port for an antenna or basic cable. And then finally, the TV is also a DLNA server compatible, which is pretty cool because I have a media server here, and I don't have to use it through my PlayStations anymore. So next up here is kind of like the needs improvement. The first thing that kind of bugs me with the TV is that it has like a constant stream of updates. So like nearly every second week, there's a new update for it. And I get it that it's an IoT device and there's probably security problems galore on it, but it gets more updates than Windows, man. And while you can decline them, every time you start the TV, they'll pop up. So it kind of gets annoying after a while and you just update it anyway. Personally, I think they could lower the frequency of updates to like once a month, but you gotta do with what you can, right? The TV stand on the outside edges of the TV. So this is a trend in modern TVs I really don't like. I mean, what was wrong with center mounted stands, It's kind of a matter of taste, I suppose. If you like them on the outside edge, then that's great. If you don't, like me, then it's a pain in the butt. In my case, I'm essentially going to be forced to buy either a wall mount or a center mounted VESA stand, because I don't have space on my cabinet, as I kind of touched on in the unboxing video, to place the TV where I'd like to because of where they place the stands on it. And last but not least, but the bad. So the TV has an HDR effect mode, and this TV is really one of those not really HDR TVs, or like I have in the slides here, HD aren't. I don't really know why they bother to implement an HDR mode on a otherwise SDR TV, because it can't do true HDR. On the bright side with this TV though, they didn't advertise it as HDR capable, and the mode is called an HDR effect. I suppose it's kind of a non-issue, but the mode is still there, and some people are going to use it thinking it's HDR when it's really not. The next problem I've found with this TV is frame rate ghosting. It's mainly a problem with 24 frame 1080p content, and essentially what happens is in fast-paced scenes, the TV's processor it either screws up or it predicts the wrong thing in some of the following frames. So it can appear like, for example, what I normally see it with is text on a moving background, where the text shifts with the background, but it really shouldn't. And then finally, we have interlacing artifacts. And so this TV probably doesn't have a hardware deinterlacing chip. I've noticed the artifacts are pretty bad when watching 1080i content. News tickers, for instance, are nearly illegible most of the time because of the interlacing artifacts. Now, the little bit of PlayStation 2 content I've played on it, the interlacing doesn't seem to be as bad with 480i, but 480i is also a lot easier to process than 1080i is. And yeah, so thanks for watching. The tech series will be back next year with some videos on our camera equipment and some behind the scenes content. And I also want to make a video to tie in with my other channel on how I use my Hauppauge HD PVRs, so stay tuned for that. And if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell so you get notifications when we drop new videos. Check out our Instagram at gbproductions1 and our Twitter at gbproductions6. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.